Hello, and welcome to the Gers TV. My name's Si Leslie.
I'm Gordon. Hello.
So welcome along, guys. It's been a while since we've had our live show. A few updates, a few upgrades and a few changes with the famous Glasgow
He's
Rangers.
just talking about us.
So, how's things, Gordy?
Good mate, yeah. Not too bad at all. Good to be back in the Tuesday night show. Yourself?
Aye, all good. I'm just putting my chat up as we speak here. You'll see there's a big change in the show set up now, guys. It's going to be like this in the future. A few upgrades still to be done, but we're always trying to improve. So if you want to help us at any point, please get in touch, especially through sponsorship.
Yeah, and also if you want to get involved and coming on the show or contributing to the show, by all means get in touch with us as well. So,
I'm on the water.
so am I. So this is a new feature. It's called Water of the Month.
Aye, well, we'll be getting the whiskey of the month back soon.
And it is
but
Gers TV Water.
we don't know how soon that'll be yet. You can let us know about the new setup soon as well. Just making this bigger than the game every second, Gordy. Aye, so what subjects you want to talk about tonight?
So we played St Johnstone in the League Cup on Saturday. At the end of the game, for a brief second, I thought it was a Champions League final, but it was a League Cup. We won 2-0. And then we'll give you an update on what's happening at Ibrox with the construction, and then we'll look ahead to Ross County at the weekend coming up on Saturday.
Aye, so before we do that, I just couple of shout outs. Stuart Hay,
My friend Stuart, yes. So,
you want to give a wee shout out for that?
so Stuart, if you're watching, mate,
You
you're very.
forgot.
No. Well, I can't actually tell you how I know, but because I don't want to give away any family secrets. But congratulations, Stuart, and his good lady. Mrs. I'm going to say friend, but I think they're a bit more than friends now. Had a baby. So Stuart Hay, good friend of the show. Personally, friends myself, Si, Viv, Ryan, and Sandra as well. Had a baby boy today, so congratulations. He obviously does a journey back, and congratulations to Stuart and his family.
So well done with that, and if there's any other good news with any Rangers supporters throughout the world, post it on here and we'll give them a wee shout out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulate them. So we'll start off with that, and also a couple of mentions to some of the bars that are supported us in the last couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Club in Sandy Row, Northern Ireland, Belfast, Lounge 72,
Yep,
and the
fantastic.
Bristol Bar, all bars that have been involved with the project in the last couple of months.
Absolutely brilliant. So can't give them enough praise. You've met them a few times. Si, me and Viv, the pleasure of going over for their cycle run. KOB, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And they've only been around for about a year, I think, or so. But they've done an absolutely fantastic job.
The actual supporters club's really big now. That's taking off.
And they're all, I believe they're all coming over on Saturday as well.
That's right, with their Cobb, Sandy Row Rangers Supporters Club and Gers TV shirts. So look out for them if you see them at the game.
They should be at the
Say
Bristol.
hello.
I think they're going to the Bristol Bar actually before the game. So I'll try and get along to see them if you think you're away. And Lounge 72, fantastic new partnership with Lounge 72. So thank you guys for all your support there.
Aye, and for them that doesn't know where that is, it's just outside Glasgow in Uddingston.
Yep, and it's just a 2-minute walk from the train station. It's actually perfect if you want to go there. Obviously, people go there before and after games, during the games, but if you're going to Glasgow for a night out, then it's literally just you can go there for a couple of pints and again get the last train into Glasgow when it shuts.
So that's a wee shout out to some of the people that have been involved with projects in the last couple of
And
months.
I think a standing shout out to the Bristol Bar as well.
Aye, we've always been involved with the Bristol Bar, and it always it's our last call before we get home at night at times. End up steaming drunk in it. So
Well,
big shout out.
sometimes it's our last and only call.
Aye, is that. But aye, so as with us guys, it's great to be back. We'll have some different members of the team every week doing the show. That's the plan. It'll be me and Gordy one week, and Ryan, Vivian, Sandra, or whatever we do, we'll kind of manoeuvre it a wee bit. If you could help us out by liking and sharing, that would be fantastic. As many likes and shares as we can get, the more the merrier.
Yep.
And a wee shout out as well for them that wants to support us. We've got a Patreon site that is part of our bio, so you can go on the bio and give us a wee bit of support with that. There's Vivian watching now. How you doing, Viv? Mr. White is Scott White, my pal, from the Guruk Scooter Club. The Guruk Wasps. I once called them the Greenup Wasps, and he never forgiven me for it.
Simon, is there anyone in the planet that might be aware that you like scooters? Is there any hints about that? Anyone on social media or anything like that? You're a scooter man, scooter boy, as they say.
Can't beat it. And as you know, I'll not be going to see my beloved Rangers this weekend.
You're away down somewhere, aren't you?
Yeah. Going to Brighton, and then after that I'll be going to Tenerife next week after that for the convention. Anyway, Gordon, I think it's important before we start we have a quick mention about Ryan's project that we all took part in at the weekend.
Yes, so for those that didn't catch the show, you can watch it on our Facebook page. It's still there streaming. So absolutely big well done to our great friend, co-presenter Ryan, who put together literally I've got them here, pages of notes on the goings-ons behind the scenes for the last kind of 4 or 5 years, and there were some things there, I don't know what you say, there's some things there I didn't even know about or forgotten about.
Aye, that's why I want to highlight it. It's just if you get a chance, you might want to watch the show. It's still available on our platforms. Disappointingly, never heard anything for Rangers, which didn't really surprise me. And that was one of the big points that we were trying to make, was basically the fact that we're not calling for boycotts, and we're not calling for causing trouble with the club. We want to support the club.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it would be great to get a wee bit of transparency with somebody coming back for the club and saying, we acknowledge the fact that you've gave us critical points and mistakes that the club's made in the past, and here's an answer to where we are with that. But we're not getting anything back.
Yeah, and it's not all about criticising either. We want to make sure that, you know, at the end of the day, the board, even the managers and the players, they're just custodians of the club. They're just there temporarily. It's the fans that are there for forever, basically, from 1872 right through to 2024. The clubs, it's a fans club, and all we ever look for is a bit of transparency, a bit of openness. But when the board, it wasn't just all criticism. We pointed out a few good things the board had done in the last 4 or 5 years, especially with the appointment, with the bold appointment. I know it was maybe the old board or a wee while ago now, but certainly by doing things like the bold appointment of Gerrard and appointing Gio as well at the time as well, didn't work out the way they wanted it to, but you know, they got us to Europa League final, etc.
Don't spoil the story, or else we'll not watch the show.
Okay, so pause there.
And a shout out to Gordon, he started in a new feature. If you watch the live games, not the live games, but when Rangers are playing, Viv does the reels and shorts, and you've started doing the shorts as well for the behind the scenes sort of stuff.
Yeah. So you can get a wee glimpse of Gers TV behind the scenes. So that's enough about us and what we're doing. Let's get right into the Glasgow Rangers.
Aye, so we'll talk about the football, because that's what we're here today. We'll talk about the football, but we'll also get to be talking about the update on the stadium. There was news tonight, God, David, don't know if this is confirmed, because we're basically going at 1 minute before we came in and went live, that Stirling might be injured, but if anybody could update us on that.
Yeah, we've heard that he's got a strained wrist or broken wrist. We don't know how factual that is or true.
You've had a few of them, I think.
Simon, please, this is remember it's 7 o'clock, not 9 o'clock, like Saturday. Yeah, I get it, obviously. For those of you that don't get it, then a bit of research into that. Go on Google.
So we're hoping that's not true, because that is a big concern. We talk about injuries all the time, Gordon, right? But when does it end? Or where does it end?
Listen, don't know. I wish I could put some kind of rhyme or reason to it, but ever since I started going to Rangers matches, I don't know what it's like in the 80s and whatnot, but I remember these big name players coming over like Jonas Tern, almost one of the best midfielders in Europe at the time. Sebastian Rosenthal, big money signing for abroad. You know, you probably remember there's probably a few more as well, but you can't remember. So yeah, it's just frustrating. So hopefully that's just a rumour. And unfortunately, the situation is that any rumour that goes out Ibrox right now with an injury, you assume it's true.
Aye, no, that's a very good point. The worrying thing for me is, obviously the boy Propers just came into the team. He's going to be out for a few weeks, so if Stirling has an injury for a few weeks as well, then we're back to what we had last year as a makeshift defence. So let's hopefully hope that's.
And it's, you know, you read the stats that Propper's not been out. He wasn't been out in the last 5 years. He's missed about
4 games,
4 or 5 games, and he's been at Rangers for a week, and he's already been missing 4 or 5 games. So
aye, I see my pal Ian Stark settling. I think it's Stark in it. He's making a point about the medical team. I did see something on social media this week about they're bringing new medical staff in or whatever, but I don't know if it was a rumour again. But what I would say with that is that should have been done weeks ago. That should have been done prior to the season starting, if you're going to get new medical people in.
I think I think that we spoke about this on Saturday. We did speak about the injury situation. I think Clement has looked at it and brought in. There has been a change in the medical staff at Ibrox. Long overdue, but at this moment in time.
But it's not just the medical. It must be the there's a couple of things. There's a fitness analysis guys that they decide how long a player can play and all that. So the world's changed with football management. For my days growing up as watching guys like Jock Wallace, my hero, that's all changed. There's sports science and all that involved now.
Yeah, so what I think what's maybe happening is that a player gets injured, they go for treatment, either they're getting misdiagnosed, something's getting missed, or they're giving advice and saying to the management team, listen, this guy's out for 4 weeks, so after 3 weeks he can come back and do some light training or whatever.
Yeah.
And then maybe they should be out for 6 weeks, and they're bringing them back too early, and it's aggravating injuries. And because you're not fully fit,
so it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, and if you start training too early and you're not done fitness work for a few weeks because of your injury, if you're coming back too hard too quick, you might injure other parts of your body as well. Right,
no, and that's a good point. So we're hoping that gets better, obviously, but obviously the problem is the fitness side of it and the recovery as well. It just seems to be every time a player goes down, you think he's injured for a while.
I mean, the games, you look back at the season, we got the Europa League final, somebody like Aribo was playing 65 games, so we're asking footballers to play 55, 60 games a season now. Plus, what you don't remember, what people seem to forget as well, that the ball's in play for a lot longer, and because of VAR and all the decisions, we're playing an extra 10-15 minutes a game now. So you add that up over the course of 38 games, that's another 20% of the season.
But the argument a lot of people would give, and I would argue it as well, is it's Rangers players seem to be injured more than anybody else.
No, absolutely. But then the counter argument for that is that we're playing more games, so the likelihood of getting injured is more. And if through the game's stopping for VAR, your body stops starting. So yeah.
Mark Aitken, how you doing, mate? Mark Aitken always gives us a good update on the recent news with Rangers as well, so thanks for that.
Thanks,
Starkey's made a good point there. The medical team and the doctors must have bad eyesight. The players that we have signed are always injured. Why do we buy these type of players? I've got to watch Starkey. I don't want to say it in offence people with language, because people are like this new woke brigade. Anything you say that terminology, it comes back to bite me in the arse basically. But I wonder sometimes are we buying players because we're buying some of the players we've got, for example Balogun, good honest big professional, but can only play one game, and then he's out for a week.
That's what killed us with guys like Keeman Arif as well.
Are we buying him on that term that we're getting a deal as an agent saying I can get you a deal, but the guy can only play one? Surely no.
No, I mean I think that they are going for medicals, so maybe we need to look at who we're employing to actually do the medical in the first place. Well, I think a lot of them get done at Ross Hall Hospital, but at the end of the day, it's like you can't comprehend it. One of the things that Clement did say when he went to the club was he's never seen it in his life.
Aye.
I feel sorry for Clement, because on Tuesday night he'd never seen a decision like bad in his entire life. Then before that he'd never seen a medical department so bad. So there's a lot of things getting, Philip Clement's eyes getting opened the last couple of weeks, but.
And a sight he'd never seen since he sang God Save the Queen.
The
Rangers went to Wolverhampton Town. There's a sing song for a night.
It's that's what happens at Gers TV. You see one thing about Rangers, and it's just to latch into a bit of a sing song. So Rangers, we kind of deviated a little bit for our list here, our script. So Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0. So League Cup again, Hampden.
When did we ever have a script?
we basically need to acknowledge it. The crowd wasn't the greatest. I think we all seen that, we all know that. But at the end of the day, you're asking people to go on a Saturday night at 5:45 kick-off.
Aye, we've had a lot of feedback for that when comments were made and people saying, maybe you've not had that, I'd imagine people spoke to you about it. We can't hide for the fact that Hampden is a shithole. First of all, it's hard to get to. It's a bad time, because if you're running a supporters club, which is already hard to get, it's hard to get to Hampden. Remember, a lot of these buses are parking 2 and 3 mile away from the stadium, and at that time of night, guys, for an example, just off the top of my head, the Campbelltown Rangers Supporters Club, that's about 200 mile away.
Yeah, and all the Bears and all the Rangers fans is from Northern Ireland as well. They're trying to come over. I know they might not even get back in time for the boats. And
then there's Ryan goes with the Dunoon Supporters Club. If they don't catch that last ferry, then they've got to go miles. Football should be played on a Saturday at 3 o'clock. I don't mean for Rangers, I mean for everybody. I don't believe this, God. I've never really spoken about this before, but I've always fancied this topic. There's been an argument for years that if all the games were at 3 o'clock, then just say, for example, Liverpool, Man United are playing, and Rangers are playing, just say Dundee, that Rangers fans won't go to the games because they would rather watch the big game on TV, sort of thing. I would say the big game is always Rangers, and a proper football fan, no matter what level you're at, if their team plays on a Saturday, they don't care.
I had this conversation actually with a Celtic supporter, actually, believe it or not, and we spoke about this, and he made a very good point. Like, if you look at Scottish football, if you take Scottish football as an example on its own, the whole, clubs like Hibs and Hearts are actually stopping a lot of away fans going now.
Yeah, this is getting more popular.
Aye, so what's happening is they're shutting down. They'd rather have stands shut than have away fans like Rangers Celtic fans. So, you know, you may, if you're not invited to the game, you may as well go with 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
Aye, I mean, football nowadays in Scotland is becoming very, very anti-fan. I don't feel as if the match-going fan gets looked after. The supporters clubs certainly get treated bad. The average punter, ticket-wise, price-wise, and the match day experience has went downhill.
Yeah, I mean, the reason for that is solely because Sky and Premier Sports and BT Sports, TNT Sports now, I guess, they'll pump in, you know, millions of pounds, and they have to basically. It's like we have to march by their drum now because they don't care. I mean, Sky doesn't care if Gordy Bond can't make it a Saturday night at 5:45.
That's what I'm saying. So
what they're looking for is something to fill their schedule between the 2 Premiership games on Saturday. But
that's what I'm saying. So it's a match going fan that suffers for that. But it's also the experience when you're at the game, the way people are treated. And I probably think I'd imagine it's probably all football fans. I feel as if football fans are treated worse than like rugby fans, for example.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Central Station, I got to train in the game on Tuesday night against Kiev last week, and the way they were penned in at the train station, they were kept behind, you know, barriers and metal barriers and shutters and held into trains, and it's ridiculous. The infrastructure to get to the south side of Glasgow, and I'm from this, I've lived in the south side of Glasgow, I can tell you right now, the infrastructure is not there to host Rangers games. And when it is in Queen's Park.
I'm going to swear off because I don't want to forget, but I'll swear off the subject for a minute. But this is something that I seen in the weekend. Was it Sunday night? I seen it. There was an experiment in America. Or not experiment, a money making project for the Man United game at night time, where a company, a massive bar somewhere like Chicago, somebody will correct me on this, had a TV screen. The TV screen was about maybe 100 foot high. It was massive. It was like you were at the match, and people paid extra money. And these guys were watching Man United playing in America, and it almost looked like they were at a stadium. So technology is changing over the years, and that is the way they want. Eventually, they would be not really caring that much how many fans were at the game. They'd be more interested in how many people watch it over the screens. It's already went that way.
I mean, I suppose it's not really took off yet, but you've got the kind of virtual reality headsets as well, where you can actually, you know, be on the park at various points as well. So, but that's probably another subject for another day. Interesting to talk about kick-offs, etc. It was interesting to see Kilmarnock. They've put a request in for the game to be postponed for it because of a European game. Now,
I don't think it's an unfair thing. I don't think it's for their point of view. I don't think it's such a bad thing. Obviously, they're looking after their own club, but you have to have transparency here. First of all, how can Kilmarnock ask for that? Nobody else asked for it. I get it because Rangers have certainly never had that. I can remember.
I mean, go back all the way. I mean, we don't even get games postponed for a European final, and how often the Scottish clubs get to European finals.
Yeah. Well, so basically us, isn't it, Rangers?
So Ryan's basically saying, Ryan's watching. Hi Ryan, hope you're well, mate. Scotland is miles behind the likes of Germany when it comes to the fan experience. Absolutely right.
Germany probably leads the way in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong with this, but I would say Germany probably has the best fan experience in terms of pricing, transport, and entertainment. They do everything. They've got it right. They've got it. I can't think of a country in the world that gets it better than that.
Yeah.
But they probably do everything that Scottish football doesn't they?
Absolutely. So we try to talk about Rangers against. Was the game that bad in Saturday? Because we tried to talk about it 3 times now.
No, because we've already done an analysis about the game at the weekend. But when you look back now at the match, a couple of things I would say about it. The first half, the big thing for me with the first and second half is, as much as people criticise Cyril Dessers, and we've done it ourselves, and I've done it, the difference in the team when Barron and Dessers were introduced was night and day. And the guy is 100% effort. So I think sometimes you don't see the value of something that it's not there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen it the other night when, you know, I mean, Danilo played the first half, didn't think he did particularly great. I mean, the most important thing for Danilo was to get 45 minutes
to get the games under his belt.
But again, is Danilo the man to replace Dessers? I mean, first of all, do we need Dessers replaced? There's an argument that says yes and an argument that says no.
Yeah.
But do we have that? I mean, Danilo didn't exactly cover himself in glory on Saturday, but I think the big thing for him wasn't for sure the minutes. But you're right, we kind of, as I say, Dessers has become a bit like a pantomime villain. He's going to, Tavernier, it's the same with Tavernier as well. Anything that goes wrong at the back, it's automatically Tavernier's fault. If we don't score, it's automatically Dessler's fault.
There is a bit of negativity with all the support doing it. I can't blame them. I kind of felt it myself for going to the game at the weekend. It was a bit of a downer, but we got the result. That was the main thing. We're in the next round. We've drawn Dundee, so there's a few benefits, and it's at Hampden.
You have hit the nail on the head that we were through, and Dessler's come and did well. I think we need to praise Ross McCausland for a great goal on Saturday as well.
I think he's a wee bit of a scapegoat with the fans. He's he tends to get a lot of criticism because he's a Rangers supporter. Probably that's kind of been a trend for years. Sometimes I think to myself he's not good enough for Rangers, but the lad's still.
He's still young.
He's still young.
He's been inconsistent. When he plays well, he plays really well. He was the best player in the park for a few games last season. I remember the European game. I can't believe I'm going to say this and not remember the team, but I think it might have been Slavia Prague or Sparta Prague. He was a bit Limassol when we actually drew 0-0 with the separated team at Ibrox, which was a shocking result. But that night, McCausland was the best player in the park. He played really well in a few games last season. He played well. I thought he played really well at the start of the season. I thought he played well against Kiev away. He was hooked for Germany, but I thought McCausland was the best player in the park.
Aye, I think that probably the new we need to get rid of a few players, right? And I think that some of the wingers we've got, we're improving in the wing department, right? Tierney, I think McCausland's alright. Tierney's a good player for what I've seen him. They've not seen enough of him yet. I think we've got time. We could get rid of Matondo now. I don't think he's fitted in well enough for Rangers. I think the pace of the game doesn't suit him, and he would be more suited leaving. But in general, the boy Jeffty will never be a good left back, but I thought he looked good wide, and I think there's a lot to come for him. So we've got a few options there.
Yeah, certainly got a few options, and now I'm probably going to spark debate here by saying this, but Czerny scored a great goal against Motherwell, and he assisted a great assist for the last minute equaliser against Kiev. And now I know that's really important, so I'm not, saying it's not important, but I've not, apart from those two, it's significant contributions. For me, he's drifted in and out of games when he's been on.
It has. Well. I'm not saying this is right. The argument might be that he's no match fit, which I don't believe at times, because the players should be match fit. International player, isn't he? I think he is.
Yeah, but at Ibrox these days with the injuries, you just assume that no one's match fit, really.
Aye, but in terms of in his defence, what I would say for him was the ball that he put in Kiev. Spoke of it already. You've mentioned it. Most of the great wingers or good wingers tend to fall in and out of games.
Yeah, quite like on. We go to Park in a couple of weeks' time, and he pops up in the last minute, scores up, doesn't do anything the whole game. Pops up in the last minute, scores a winner for 30 yards. We're not going to complain.
Everybody remembers the last minute part of it. Quick comment on this, I'll ask you, God, in case we forget on it. Do you think Rangers should go in and get Sima? I know we've spoken about Shankland for months, but Sima is a talking point again. And with the wing play that we've got now, there is better balls going into the wing now, and a guy like Sima, because I think Danilio's probably at least a month away from match fitness.
The benefits of bringing somebody like Sima in is that you could hit the ground running straight away. He could come in, he knows the setup, he knows the players, he doesn't know the pitch actually because it's Hampden now. But
he hits the pitch running and he's injured already. First time.
So I don't know whether we could afford him or not, because at Brighton, he's still at Brighton. Brighton will insist upon us paying some of the wage bill, and they'll insist upon a future fee that's going to be 7 or 8 million. So we would have to commit to that, and whether or not we've got the resources to commit to that just now, who knows? But yeah, he certainly adds quality to the team. We're missing that bit of flair. Again, Sima last season it took him a while to get going, I think, Sima, but if I remember correctly, he scored a cracking goal against PSV in the qualifiers at Ibrox, and you thought to yourself, what about this boy? So yeah, listen, I think any kind of signing right now would be positive.
When is the transfer window? Was it 2 weeks?
2 weeks, so I think it's the 31st of August, really.
Well, obviously we do a show that week, you try and do it as close to that night as possible, but surely there's going to be a few changes. We need to get rid of players. That's a definite. We need to get rid of some of these players.
Well, there's rumours that there's 4 or 5 players now been told to leave the club. God only knows what the morale at the club must be like now with all the players, because one minute it's Hadji getting told leave, then it's Cantwell, then it's Scott Wright, and it's something Matondo or whoever, then it's Ben Davies, and it's like, you think to yourself, well, you know, what's really going on? Are they just trying to rid out everyone, or what is going on at the club?
So we're just hoping to find out some more on that soon, but I would imagine that there must be things happening behind the scenes. There's got to be.
Well, I mean, well, the issue I've got is that we're playing Celtic in a couple of weeks' time at Parkhead, right? It's already shaping up to be a pivotal game of the season that could shape how we get on this season. If we bring in players now, they're not going to be ready in time for that game, because let's face it, we're not going to bring in MD Rule that's going to play the game against Ross County, and then it's the following weekend actually.
Yeah, there's
no time for players to gel. Okay, Propper's come in. Now he's been injured, so he might come back for the Celtic game, but again, he's not had that. He's not. Players need time to gel with other players.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I think John Souttar and Propper, with Propper playing in the right position and Souttar playing in the right where he wants to play, that could be a better partner. It'll be a better partnership than last season we had, and I think it can work better. But you're right, they need to play games together, because the last thing you want to do is go to Celtic Park and that's his first game back.
Because you look back to a partnership on the right, like Tavernier and Candace,
aye.
Right? That was a great partnership. Why? Because they played almost every game, and it took them a while, but they knew
each other.
When you know yourself, people aren't daft, but when you play consistently with your teammates, you understand their runs, you understand their movements.
Yeah,
so
no, I agree with that.
I think that if I don't know if we're going to get rid of any players before the window, which means it's unlikely we're going to bring in any big name players. Which is, when you think about it, it's a bit of a travesty. But
it'll be interesting, but I think we should maybe even look at there's a couple of people been contacting us about the financial fair play and trying to understand it. I wouldn't mind doing a show one night and maybe try and speak about it a wee bit more, because we bought into the new Edmiston house, we bought into the Cavalier escapade that's happening with the stadium, just doing the upgrades. There's been a lot of money spent in other departments, but apparently that's got to be done before you can't just buy players all the time. There's got to be certain ways you spend your money. So it'd be quite a good, interesting show to talk about that one night, Gordy.
It would be very interesting. It'd be good too. We'll certainly try and do that, break it down. But I don't think the financial fair play rules are what's happening at Rangers right now. I really don't. I don't think it's. I think it might be a contributing factor. But I don't, by any stretch of the imagination, think it's the main reason. No,
I mean, and the worrying side to me says to me, it looks as if they're trying to set themselves up for a sale of the club. But I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. So on that note, you spoke about the development at Ibrox. There is more positive news on that, and it looks, a big,
Rangers v Hibs.
Yeah, certainly news coming out of Ibrox. It shows that there's been some progress on that. And it's looking as if we could actually be back for that time, which, if true, then we need to say, hats off for that, because I'll be honest, I was a wee bit down to that, but hopefully it is true. Aye.
It's going to be a good feeling getting back to Ibrox. I never realised I would miss it so much. That's the big thing for us, is getting back to normality with that, and hopefully it's going to be no longer than September.
Yeah, because I mean, we can sit here till we're blue in the face about it, but Hampden is not a great stadium, and I don't even know what they were thinking back in the day when they built it. I remember I was kind of growing up at the time, and it was in my mind. It's a hell of a lot of money on that stadium as well.
Yeah,
but it's just been total. It's just designed for a lack of atmosphere.
It is what it is, and we just hope it's going to be back as soon as possible. You miss it, do you know what? It's the daft stuff. You miss going to the same kind of bars that before the game. You miss your routine the way you go to the stadium. There's very few bars at Hampden. There's not really a lot to offer.
I'll tell you what, I would say the majority of Rangers fans have what you say is that routine when they go to the game.
Yeah.
They go to the game at the exact same time, exact same location. They go and see their brick, they go and see their flowers, they go and see the memorial, or they go to a certain pub. I was thinking about if the only kind of positive you could maybe, and this is a long shot, this is reaching at straws here, but the only kind of positive of playing at Hampden so often at the start of the season is by the time you get to the semi-final, the League Cup, and maybe the final, hopefully, the players might have a small advantage knowing how the pitch works and the size of the pitch, etc.
Aye, but again, it's clutching at straws because if you get to a final something and you lose, then you go, fat a lot of good that was.
Aye, so there we go. So
I've opened the call lines up and all just now, so if anybody wants to phone, it's 0141 319 5230. All that was requested of you is you give us your last 3 digits, your number, so we know who you are. Ryan, I know you're watching, mate. If you want to give us a wee call, it'd be good to hear from you. Spoke to him about 20 minutes ago. Nah, it'd be good if Ryan wants to give us a wee call, that'd be great. And if anybody else is calling and you know the drill by now, guys, all we need is the last 3 digits.
We will start to talk about the game on Saturday. So we are playing Ross County on Saturday, and given the fact that Spartans put Ross County out in the cup, right, a shock.
Aye, that was interesting.
You would like to think that Rangers could do a number in Ross County.
No, well, you'd like to think so, but don't want to talk too far advanced. It's just we just need to get wins in it. That's the big thing for the club. See if we can get a couple of wins on the go, come away from Celtic Park unscathed and get back into Ibrox, then the morale will boost a wee bit. If we're being honest, Gordy, right, we're not a Champions League club now. We're better being in the Europa Cup. That's easier said than done now that we've been knocked out my arse.
I would say certainly from a footballing point of view.
I know financially.
Right, from a financial point of view, it's it's a shame because there's still some good teams in Europa League, but there is something special with that Champions League music when you turn out. But it is what it is. We can't mope over it. We've got to get on with it. There's
a wee comment there. Hello from Pakistan. I'm coming back home to Scotland soon, and I'm a big Rangers fan. Do you want to pronounce his name?
Ryan says he's on hold, by the way.
No, that's not ringing. Give me a minute. If you want to just chat with him, I'll just check if this isn't.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm going to get you on in another wee second, okay? So,
ringing here now, so
hopefully that'll come. Remember, you can check out all our videos. So we did a kind of hour and a 15-minute special show on Saturday regarding the situation right now at the club with the board and the behind the scenes, what's going on off the field at Ibrox. So feel free to let us know what you think about that show, and let us know your predictions for the game on Saturday against Ross County as well. For me, it's important to, obviously the first and foremost, it's a given 3 points, but it's a chance for our attacking players to shine, because Ross County should be low in confidence after getting a shocking Saturday, getting knocked out by Spartans, who are in the lower leagues of Scotland. So,
but it could have the other effect as well. But I agree with you. I mean, we should be looking to win all our games. This is a big thing. We should be looking to win.
I mean, if you think
calls here, just double check this. You're talking, Gordy.
That's fine. But if you think your club, clubs like Celtic, for example, they welcome Ross County to Parkhead, they're going about 4 or 5 past them probably on a decent day. So they should be the same. Teams like Ross County's, St Johnstone's, they should all fear playing Rangers. And if we can put together a performance on Saturday, because there's a lot of people going at the game. There'll be a lot of people.
There's a lot of people coming from Northern Ireland and other places. Do you know, God, it'd be good to get a good result. I really not a high scoring performance and give them something to enjoy. Can you just check the volume here when I do this, Gordy? Ryan, how you doing, mate? Can you hear us? Well, live. Give me a minute to hear this. Is that turned up now? Hi, Ryan. No. Are you there?
That's not right.
No, I don't know when it is him. I just need to get it on the right screen here. High sense. Ryan. Are you there? Get you in a second.
Okay, so new studio. New issues.
I don't know why it's no gives any output. Is the volume up now? That's what I'm saying about there. If you want to double check that, it should be because it's rolling on.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's up at 55 for now enough. Who would have thought that?
Aye. Audio light's just not coming out now. Just give me a second. I'm trying to get it. I can see you're still there, right? So bear with mate to try and get this with us. Makes sense. Audio. That should be working.
He'd start letting us know he's got a good friend in under 18s that could do a turn for us. Which will bring us on to another point about the youth players at Ibrox and how maybe people are not getting the chance that they should.
Aye, just give us a second. I'm just trying to get this on, and I don't know why it's not working for us. Cause
let us know your thoughts on the St Johnstone game. Let us know your thoughts about the Ross County game coming up as well. It's your show. We're always keen to know and keen to find out what your thoughts on Rangers. Anything at all you want to say about the Rangers, let us know, especially your results, your predictions for the game. Ryan, while you're on hold, I see your comment about no one wanting to take players off our hands, especially when the wages they are lifting. Hard to disagree with that. You would think that players like Cantwell and Hadji might attract some interest, but maybe it's only going to be teams that they don't fancy playing for, like Championship clubs or Italian B leagues and Spanish second division teams as well. So it's very, very strange that we've got these two very creative players on the bench when they could be. Maybe you kind of jury's out in Hadji with that regard, but certainly with Cantwell, you can come on and change a game. And if it's 10 minutes to go, either it's Hampden it's Saturday, and it's 0-0.
We're better now.
There we go, better, aye.
Right, Ryan.
There we go. How you on?
Good, mate, yourself?
Good. Just defend myself.
Alright. Apart from the weather last couple of days, we bloody chucked it in, is it not?
Aye, it's incredible because it's good weather 1 minute. You think you're going to get a scooter out, and then what happens? Starts pissing the rain.
You were alright doing that, you're not concerned by the waves yet over there, no? Alright?
I know. I'm just about to check my flood insurance in my house, to be honest with you.
So Ryan, we've just been talking about obviously the show on Saturday, so that was brilliant what you've done, all that research.
Great research.
What do you think about the game on Saturday?
Well, I mean, much to echo yourself, don't want to go over old rope what you were going to ask. I was actually going to ask you what you thought about the celebrations after the game with the players and the manager over the Union Bears.
What we won the Champions League?
Aye. What your kind of thoughts are on that? It's divided the supporters very, more or less 50-50. What you see, a lot of people are talking about kind of, unity between the players and the manager and the fans. A lot of people are saying it's an embarrassment, should never have happened.
It's no for me, personally, Ryan. First of all, I've heard the two sides of the story, the arguments and everything else, and Clement saying it was pre-organised and all that. I mean, there's no way in the world if we get beat, they'd have went up and done that. So it wasn't pre-organised, in my opinion. There's a young element of your support who don't know any more about, they don't expect Rangers to win games anymore, and that's encouraging it, in my opinion. I don't blame them, as young boys have got to enjoy themselves. It's not their fault when the team come out, but the team shouldn't be celebrating like that. I'm not really keen in the lap on or anyway, unless it's a European away trip, or if you win something. I don't really, it's not a big thing for me, but I don't think it's a big thing. I don't think it's as bad as we first thought. I think we were all really just annoyed at the weekend. But what's your thoughts on it?
Personally, for me, I'd have liked to have seen the players go in the stadium and thank the fans that actually showed up. Just a very small lap of honour and a gesture of thanks. Just a wee applause for the fans that actually came, showed their commitment to the team and the back to the players. But doing the bouncing the front of too much, just a wee bit too far. But always understand they have to get the result under the belt and stuff, and sometimes the euphoria a result gets away from you and stuff like that. But it's just a wee bit overkill in my opinion.
I mean, just on that, to echo what's been said, I totally understand the thought process behind it. Given that, I think that explains why Clement was offered a new contract as well, to try and show display of unity. But personally, I think it was a little bit over the top, and if that's where we are, if we're going mad celebrating beating St Johnstone 2-0, then it's a bit, for me, it's a bit concerning. But on the whole, listen, there's no harm in people enjoying themselves. People go to football to enjoy themselves, and the fans, the players, get a Union Bear something to enjoy themselves with on Saturday. So there's no harm getting done. Personally, I think it's a tiny bit over the top, but let's face it, people are out to enjoy themselves, and maybe it was the players saying thank you to the Union Bears for support throughout the game.
Listen, you go to the dressing room and ask the players to enjoy yourself, and it feels a bit of morale boosted in the dressing room. It's give them a wee cheer up. Anything to cheer up the players, because they need everything they can get at the moment.
That's what I'm saying. So it's one of the ones. I mean, I've got that age, Ryan, where I'm moaning about everything. Do you know what I mean? So I'm coming in for the game. I'm just moaning. Everything's.
That might heard you moaning your
garbage
life,
and rubbish, and until I get a couple of beers and everything was. We're back to our old self. I was annoyed because my mate was at the toilet at the time, and he came out and I told him he thought I was kidding him on, and then he looked at me in disbelief. I don't get it personally, but it's not something it's not as bad as I thought at the time. If that's what they want to do every week, as long as they win every week, then who cares?
Aye, there's definitely no harm in it. For me, it was a lot about OTT, but at the end of the day, no harm's been done, so it's all good.
I definitely think it's a sign of the times, though.
Looking forward to the game on Saturday against Ross County, Ryan?
Aye, well, I'm looking forward to going. I hope everybody else does. I hope they show up in their numbers because the team needs their backing. You know, although you might not be agreeing what's going on club level at the now, you cannot doubt that the players need their backing at the moment. And if you want results on the park, you know, you've got to do your bit. And the best thing that you can do is get behind the players and come and show faith in the players. Okay, you know, they always talk about the atmosphere and the quality of the sport and stuff like that. So let's show them who we are. You know, let's remind the players that we're there for them.
Absolutely.
No, I agree with you, mate. I mean, we just need to get a couple of results on the go. We need to get back into the swing of things, big time.
Yeah.
In terms of, I was asking Gordy a minute ago there, what's your thoughts on maybe trying to get Seema back? Do you think it's something that's possible?
So can you get your side, Tony?
I'm saying that there's talk about trying to get Seema back to the club.
Listen, all for that. Definitely, absolutely. I think the left-hand side of the park, we don't look at today is what we could. Obviously, Cortez struggles physically, can't seem to keep himself fit. You know, Batondo hasn't, you know, reached the heights we'd hoped he would when he came to the club. You know, that Scott Wright probably doesn't quite have what we're looking for. So, you know, if we want to come and bring him, we want to get him going. Let's get it done. Let's make it happen.
Aye. Also, just a wee question, because obviously there was a lot of no criticism. A lot of people were upset with the Rangers turnout. But for your point of view, I was talking about supporters clubs like Campbelltown and guys in England, Northern Ireland and that. But for your point of view, you guys are Dunoon. But that Saturday night kick-off's no ideal for you getting home.
It doesn't really affect us too much, to be honest, Eastside. Our ferry runs up until midnight.
Oh,
so,
does it? Right.
You know, we'll get there. We're actually okay. We're parked. We're actually parking over at the Celtic side of the stadium, which is what we don't normally obviously park there. But we can actually get access to the M74 or the M8 quite easily from there, so it's not affecting us too badly. We're quite lucky, to be honest with you. I know a lot of clubs aren't as lucky as us too, but it's not affecting us too badly. But I don't think the 4-6 kick-off works for anybody, to be honest with you. Especially in even a Saturday or a Sunday. It doesn't work for anyone. I guess you're unlucky if you get that, but I understand where the TV's coming from as well.
Ryan, yeah, you're shot yourself in the foot there now that we all know that you can get the ferry up to midnight on a Saturday up to your gaff.
I know.
That's you.
To be honest, see, after that game on Saturday, I could have swam home on Saturday and I couldn't remember it. So,
that's other thing, it does encourage, and listen, we do not encourage people to get absolutely pissed at the football or anything like that, but it does encourage you to drink a wee bit more booze before the game.
Yeah, please drink responsibly, because that didn't Saturday.
Aye.
Well, I think I was in the casino till 6 in the morning.
Don't. They're making rumours
that I was.
There's rumours that I was there as well.
But aye, but no, it's any more points for us?
No, listen, I'm just asking the fans, please come and start me. Please come and support the team. You know, and if you can't make it, if you don't want to use it, there's plenty of Rangers fans out there that will use the tickets. So, you know, if you get your own personal vendettas and, you know, silence, no coming isn't the way, to be honest with you. You're not going to see the team do well.
Well, that's what we said at the start of the show, Ryan, and we said it last week. When we done our debate on the current board, we're not asking people to boycott or anything like that, or we're trying to get us answers from the club. But
all we want is the best for the club. We want the best for the team. We want to be at the top of the table and winning trophies at the end of the season. That's all we want.
Aye, 100%, mate.
Oh, you're absolutely right, mate. Pleasure as always to speak to you. See you on Saturday, Ryan.
Okay, guys. Yeah, I'll catch you this weekend, no doubt. All right, catch you soon. All right.
Nice one.
Take
all the
care.
best.
Cheers, bye.
Cheers.
There you go. That was Ryan all the way from sunny and windswept Dunoon.
Let us know you could hear that, alright guys, because it's a new system that we're using.
Okay, so we've been on air for about 45 minutes, we might just wrap things up. Briefly,
get
any comments to go?
Well, I'll go through the comments. I've got
get another 5 minutes if anyone wants to call in.
So, I was speaking to Alex Kelly. I've known Alex for a few years through the channel, and I've met him in the Loudon a couple of times. Alex is he's been quite vocal regarding the Financial Fair Play League.
Okay.
And he's got a lot of opinions on the current way that the club's being run by the board. I'd love to get him on the show to chat about it, but he can't do it tonight. Okay. But if we do an FPP night,
be careful.
Sorry, I know that.
You need to be careful there, Simon. You need to be careful there, Simon.
If we can do the Financial Fair Play League, it's quite funny actually. If we can do that, he would gladly contribute. But he did make a comment. I was going to read it here.
I'll go for it. Of course.
Because it's quite interesting. There's everybody's got opinions as well, but it's quite interesting. So what he's saying here is the financial fair play restrictions are killing us. We have to operate within our means. We have a turnover of 82 million last season. We have a club wage bill of 64 million. We leave only, with leaving this leaves us only 25% to operate for the rest of the club. We cannot operate from that 82 million ceiling. Otherwise, we could face a transfer embargo by UEFA. And the screen just moved there at the end of that, and that is our main issue. So that's what I was saying earlier on. I don't really understand how it works. Maybe we'll look into doing a wee show on it.
Yeah, if anyone's got any thoughts on that and can contribute into that, give us a message like Alice has done tonight, because I'll need to do a bit more before I can comfortably and confidently talk about it. I'd probably need to do a little bit more research on it myself, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's an interesting subject because we all want to play, we all want to buy players and just go and buy them. But is there more to it and all that? And I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you would like to think there's something that's holding us back, and it's not just decision making.
Aye, not 100%. So that was it was a good call there for Ryan as well.
Yeah.
And between yourself and Ryan, I'm not going to get involved with this one, but the two of you can do a wee bit of digging up for the financial fair play. Kind of.
Cheers, boss.
You are good at all that, the research and all that.
Anything else?
I'm sure we can come up with some kind of show for it, and we can talk about the pros and the cons for it, because it can't just affect Rangers.
But you look. I don't want to get into this too much now, but Chelsea, a team like Chelsea spent £1.2 billion in the last 10 years, right? So you think to yourself, well, you know, what's going on with it? But no, we'll park it for now and we'll do a bit of research, because I think it might be interesting to try and do a show on it before the transfer window, because that'd be good timing. Yeah.
No, 100%. I think that's all the comments I've got to know. It's my first show back. We didn't really advertise it a lot, mainly because of the fact that we've been getting the studio ready and other stuff, other commitments, but it probably will. There's a possibility we're going to change to a Thursday night or a Wednesday night. Europa, we might change to a Wednesday night or 2 shows a week, and obviously the stuff at the when the Rangers play.
So basically what we're saying is we could be on any night of the week.
But it'll still be around about 7 or 8 o'clock.
So we're fully flexible, same as all the Rangers fans out there. So yeah. So obviously the show goes on for Rangers, the Gers TV. We're a kind of 24/7 service. So if you want to message us at any point and just get any discussion points online for the Facebook page or the website, then let us know.
Also, if there's anything we can promote for anybody, there's loads of things happening with Rangers now. We've been promoting David Haird's book recently.
Yeah, we're total believers in anything about Rangers is great to advertise and publicise. So if we can do anything for that, and I'm looking forward to meeting up with the KOB Sports Club on Saturday. They're coming over. I know you're down south doing your mod stuff and scooter stuff, but I'll try and get along to meet the KOB Supporters Club.
Aye, no, 100%, and we'll have the pre-match or the post-match analysis if we get a chance as well.
Of course.
Yeah. I think that's everything. I can't think anything else promoting Rangers this week, so we'll leave it at that.
What's your prediction for Ross County then? Sign off with the predictions?
Aye, we'll sign off for the predictions. Ross County, Rangers, Ross County.
It's interchangeable because it's a Hampden.
Aye, I know, I'm just thinking how they're thinking the game's going to go, because I want to get these right. Because we've been doing player ratings, remember, and we're going to have a player of the season event and stuff like that at the end of the season, so start and get it right. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Rangers.
Aye.
I think the defence is getting a bit better. I don't want to jinx it. The defence is getting a bit better every week. 2-0 to Rangers is my prediction for the game. Gordy.
5-1. I think our defence look vulnerable. I think we'll get some goals. I think we'll get some goals on Saturday.
Aye,
I really do. I think we've got Dessers has scored a couple already this season. Danilo will hopefully get a turn. Cherny will be more match fit. McCausland should be high in confidence as well. I fancy Diomande to score a goal outside the box.
Aye, I'm just giving you a score.
There you go.
The whole match story.
There you go.
Getting up the road, Mickey Kebab you're going to eat.
Aye. So on that note, Simon's going for 2-0. I'm going for 5-1.
Let us know yours.
Yeah, let us know in the comments your predictions, and we'll catch up with you soon over the weekend. I'm sure for Rangers, and I think we'll sign off there. Is that the best time to end the show, do you think, Simon?
100%.
Okay, so thanks very much for your comments tonight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with the Gers TV. And always remember, we are
the people.